Congratulations to Team Europe. We were all watching. We talk Ryder Cup and more tonight, and welcome our guest, the Orlando golfer. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the Tavern. Yeah. I think he's back to form. He fell off a little bit last year, but he also was named Ryder Cup captain. Give me Peter Bradley. Well, if we're welcoming the Orlando golfer, I had to wear the appropriate headgear.
Hey, I love it, Greg. So the customary bucket hat.
This is your iconic look that I had to add tonight. But I got to go back to my WNBA. The Fever are playing tonight. My Yankees are playing the Red Sox. It's a big sports weekend. It has been nice.
It was a big sports week, even with the Ryder Cup going on. So,
Ryder Cup, college football, NFL, WNBA. WNBA has had some drama on and off the courts, so it's getting exciting. But we are excited to have the Orlando golfer here with us tonight. So,
hey, let's roll in the first round. Let's roll that first round intro, and we'll go from there.
Ready to take your game to the next level? Desert Fox Golf's collegiate gear is growing fast, with over 25 universities and counting. Show off your favorite team on the course with the Phone Caddy and DJ10 speaker, built for easy access for every round. Perfect for students, alumni, and college sports fans looking to show off their school spirit. Gear up today at desertfoxgolf.com.
So my first question here is, if the Orlando golfer's on the show, who's going to comment in our comments tonight? That's all. I don't know.
Don't worry, I got it handled. We're gonna do both here.
Wow.
Hold on, I gotta go back.
You got to go
Desert
back.
Fox. I saw some Mississippi representation in there. I saw Ole Miss, but where's Mississippi State and where's Southern Miss? Come on, guys. We need some more Mississippi representation over there.
The Desert Fox team, I know, is working on all of this stuff. But if you have a team that you are looking for, I recommend going over to Desert Fox Golf. Using the code TheGolfingDads, get 15% off your order, and you can get your team's gear and rep it out on the golf course. We were playing golf this weekend, and I had my Penn State's speaker, Phone Caddy. We were watching the Ryder Cup. We were watching football. Steve, you and our other friend Steve had UCF rocking in that cart. So you can be on the golf course, playing golf, rooting for your team while watching your team, while listening to your team.
Yes.
With Desert Fox.
There's a lot of team there.
Yeah, a lot of team.
Go
get, if you already have a Phone Caddy, go get another one. I have multiples now because multiple bags. I forget them in different golf bags. I have my Penn State one as my main one. I have my Golfing Dads one. They customize stuff for you. Check them out.
I mean, he's already on camera, so I might as well just roll the introduction at this point. Just because, I mean, I feel like we should just roll it. By the way, the Ocala golfer says, "What's up, guys?" And he said he wishes his name was Hole in One.
I don't even think Dave realized I changed his name yet.
Probably
no,
not.
I do. I'm just basking in it.
No.
Okay, making sure. You earned it.
Yeah.
So tonight, a longtime listener, commenter, my undefeated golf partner, because I don't think we've ever lost anything paired together. Social media standout, creator open competitor, WAGC World finalist.
Yeah. Come on. I'm gonna
Wow.
give you.
It's like reading off
Really
Tigers.
good.
It's like reading off Tigers accolades at the opening tee shot.
Hayden
Come
Boutwell,
on.
the Orlando golfer. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me. I like that. I need you to come to all of the tournaments from now on and introduce me like that. Can we work that out?
I can do that. Yeah, I'm good at that.
I would rather have Greg or I do that. The two of us have that better announcing voice for that.
But I know, buddy, you said that you well, the originator of the OG making comments here. The OG
That's
originator.
right. That is say, I wouldn't have that name without that man's. So
Yeah. So I know you wanted to start with a question for us. So let's get that started and out of the way, and then we'll roll because we got a lot to talk about.
we'll get to it. Trust me.
No,
we'll get to it.
Okay.
He has a question when we have a question for him.
Okay.
Gotta pay attention to what he says, man.
So
I got
OG, how did you come up with the Orlando golfer, and where'd you come up with the idea, and how did it start?
Well, I talked about Mississippi earlier. I mean, starting from the beginning, I'm from a small town in Mississippi, with just a handful of golf courses, not a lot of variety going on there. And when I moved to Orlando, I kind of realized it's 200 golf courses in the area to play, a lot of different varieties. So I just really wanted to try to get out there and test the waters, see what was out there. And so originally I was posting, pictures and course review on my personal page to my friends and family back home to kind of update them on life. And in fact, I've come prepared. If either three of you guys can tell me what the first course I ever reviewed on my personal page was, I'm going to give away to one of your viewers an OG TaylorMade sleeve golf balls.
Oh,
My personal page, first ever course I reviewed in the Orlando area.
Celebration.
I give you one guess each.
no, I know it's not that.
Which one?
You
I said celebration.
Okay, that is incorrect.
I'm gonna guess Oak Trail.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Not. I'll give you a hint, Steve. Not a Disney course. Right, actually.
Give us a second round of guessing. I got another one.
I'm gonna go with Mystic Dunes.
Oh, close, but no. I'll give you
Close
one
in
more
proximity
guess.
or name?
Name.
Metro.
West.
No, Southern Dunes.
Southern
Oh,
Dunes.
Oh,
Okay.
Southern
Southern
Dunes.
Dunes. It's okay. Y'all can pick one. We'll still give away a sleeve for you guys.
Funny, that's also where you and I met for the first time.
Yes.
We talked online
Yes.
and we met at Southern Dunes for the first time.
Sure is.
So, yep.
So, anyways, like I said, I was posting on my personal page, and then I was thinking, I don't want to cloud up that personal page. I have a lot of friends and family, and honestly, not something I use very often. So I just made a new page, and happened to find out that I was like, well, Orlando golfer, and Orlando golfer was taken. So the Orlando golfer came about, and
So
that's how it kind of started.
So outside of Orlando golf, I know we've all seen your content, but for some of the people who don't know who you are, do you mainly focus on Orlando golf, or does your content reach beyond the local courses of Orlando?
Great question. Yes, originally it was just Orlando golf courses, right? Like I said, it's so many of them, and I was really wanting to try to get my foot into every golf course I could in the area. And then, since then I've branched out a little bit. I've been able to play a lot of tournament golf, which has really allowed me to travel and play some courses outside of Orlando and outside of the state. So, not just doing reviews, but some other fun videos.
How's your wife feel about that?
I started all this before I even knew my wife. So, but yeah, she doesn't mind. She knows the drill. She knew the drill when we were getting married. Hey, I'm going to be golfing a lot on the weekends. So,
So you kind of talked about this with your started with a review. You started with Southern Dunes, reviewing that. But besides reviews, what other kinds of content do you enjoy making for social media?
Oh, what do I enjoy? Okay. I mean, I really enjoyed the series where I did like a challenge the pro shop idea.
That was a fun
where
series.
I'd go into a pro shop and then challenge a one-on-one match to the pro, whoever's behind the desk, cart guy, cart girl, anything like that, whoever was around. And that was a really fun, like one-on-one video I could make. And if they beat me, then they would get some sort of prize. I partner with a brand or something, they would get a prize for that. It was fun to show off the courses, but then, to have that connection with whomever. And it's opened a lot of doors for not only some brands, but working with those golf courses for the future. So that was a really cool way to kind of get my foot in the door and get introduced to people.
I really liked how you went up to them and was like, what's your favorite hole on the course? And that's the hole you went to play for that. I thought that was a great content. If you haven't seen that, check out the Orlando Golfers page, because that's a cool little series he has going on there.
So I want to ask you, you've done a lot of posts. I've watched you do a lot of posts. We've done posts together. What's been your favorite post so far, and which one really blew up online?
My favorite was beating you at dice box golf from 258. T-box dice. No, my favorite was, honestly, it was a Pro Shop Challenge video, and it was the very first one I did. It was at Orange Lake, which you guys know very well, Orange Lake Legends, and that was with our buddy Anthony, the director of golf out there. It was fun. It was a great shoot. It was really, great course to get on, and it performed extremely well. It did 2.8 million views across everything. And for a minute and a half, or was it just under 2-minute video, that watch time was years. If you counted every second that was watched, it was several years of watch time. But that one was a really cool. But I learned a really big lesson from that video. Early on in it, when I was editing the video, Anthony stated that hole 10, which is the hole the hole we play. So I asked him, hey, what's your favorite hole? He said, oh, it's hole 10. It's a replica of 18 at Bay Hill because it's a Palmer design. The Orange Lake is, and I was like, oh, great. And then when the audience saw the hole, oh boy, it did not go over well, because it is not a replica hole. It is a mirror replica hole of the course, and I cut that out. So I learned something very quickly. Don't cut out the important stuff. So I cut out that it was a mirror replica, and people lost it in the comments, absolutely roasting me about it. So that was an early lesson I learned, but it also one of my favorite videos I did.
So then let me follow that up. Learned a lesson there, but when you talk about this social media influence and talk about what you do as an influencer, what's the toughest part about being a golf content creator or influencer?
I have two things, so it might be a little long-winded. Yes, all of them.
All the groupies.
Steve.
Steve's one of the groupies.
Asking for autographs every day for his kids. No, I would say just two things, really. One we kind of just touched on, the audience, right? I'm making content for other people to enjoy, and hopefully kind of rally around that and become more of a community, the OG community. Mm-hmm. But my comment section is absolutely wild. And some people are just unbelievable with the things they'll say. The keyboard warriors, as we call them, right? What people say behind a phone, behind a keyboard, really, can get under your skin a little bit. I'm a heavyset guy. I acknowledge that, but for these people to come out swinging as they do, with the heavy, the fat jokes and things like that, man, I've never once opened my phone and said, let's go make fun of people today. And I just don't understand that mentality, especially when this content I'm making is for entertainment for you guys, right? So that's one thing I think. I just want to build a fun, creative golf community, and I don't need any of that negativity around. So if you don't like it, swipe away. We don't want you around, sort of thing. I'll say the second thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you got nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. It's not.
Yeah, I would rather that. I would have rather you swiped away than stay there and comment on it. The second I'll say is probably working hand in hand with brands and golf, even golf courses. I'll kind of give you some backstory. My favorite series being that Pro Shop Challenge. I've had to stop that series. I would love to continue that. I can't get golf courses to give me an hour of their time to make that happen. I need an hour of your time and whomever you want to put out there on camera, and I'm going to give you content you can use for months at a time on your golf course. And a lot of these golf courses and brands, they don't want to do it. They don't have the time of day for it. So that's one of the things I struggle with, is trying to get those people on board for something that really is going to help them in the end.
It's interesting because, as you say that, I mean, the three of us spent the weekend up in French Lick wanting that content, wanting us to do things. And we posted Dave's hole-in-one today. I know some of the world has seen that already. But it's funny how just a little bit of, I mean, even one hole on a par 3 course can really take advantage. I mean, you did a series of trying to make par with every club in your bag.
Make par with every single club in my bag using only that club
on the hole. And that was a really cool series. And obviously it was done at Orange Lake under the lights, but I mean, what a great series for them too, to showcase the lit course that they have there.
Well, and I'll use Orange Lake because they're a great partner of mine, but I have estimated that I have gained, had a video or have gained the Orange Lake golfing channel around 60 million views in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
That's 6 million eyes at Senior Golf Course.
Yeah.
So to some people that doesn't mean a lot, but I feel like for most places to say, hey, give me an hour of your time could be a big difference. So
yep.
Hey,
hopefully here in the future we can brands will come to understand that and see the value in having a community there with it. So,
and there are a lot of brands out there that do understand that, and a lot of brands that we all work with that.
Absolutely.
It's good
And this
marketing.
is
it's a give and take. We want to, and there are some content creators out there that are just doing it for their own gain, and I completely get that. But a lot of us are out there because we want to help you, and we want you to help us, and that's what it's about. And this community is a great community, and we have a lot of people that we all work with and enjoy working with. So
those Desert Fox guys, though, they got to get some more Mississippi in there.
They got the important school.
Where's Scott at? We need him.
Then again, he went to the important school as well. So
Yeah.
You're the OG. You need to have that UCF one that I have, dude.
I have never stepped foot on UCF's campus. I've never been to a football game or anything like that. I know.
I ran a 5K through their new stadium when it first opened.
Oh, I need to do that. I need to go out that way. I couldn't even tell you.
Campus out there.
I guess I'm a bad Orlando golfer because I couldn't even tell you where the campus is. Is it past downtown, right?
It is past downtown.
Yeah, it's out by Oviedo.
Yeah. You're the Orlando golfer, not the Orlando college recruiter. So
there you go. Thank you.
Yeah. But hey, speaking of creating content, it's a big week for you here coming up. The Creator Open. How did you get invited to be part of that event?
So there's actually an application process. All the people who are going to be a part of it, they want to make sure that they are true creators, not, Joe Schmo who posts a video of him at the driving range once a month, right? Or Steve McMillan who thinks he's a good golfer.
Thank you for saying what we were thinking.
But yeah, there was an application process, and then they were selected. It's also, this is a full-fledged stroke play tournament, so you got to be a good golfer. You're not for the stroke play portion at least. You're not gonna see very many 25 plus handicaps out there for this.
All right, I'm out.
The way I played this,
Dave, Greg, Steve, y'all can head on out. Steve, you're good.
Sorry.
So you said this is the Creator Open. You had to apply for it. Where's it being played? You already talked about the format, but where are we playing this tournament at?
So it's in Pompano Beach, Florida, which is down close to Fort Lauderdale. It's at Palm Air Country Club. It's at the Oaks course. There's 2 courses there. And I just played a practice round this past weekend, and it's a great layout, very unique. I think water's in play like probably 15, 16 of the holes. It's a cool course. Big pretty tight fairways, larger greens. So it's gonna be a cool place. And for the format, so there's a little bit of a difference in format. It is 27 holes. In the morning, there'll be a 9-hole content 4-man scramble. So it'll be 4 content creators for a 9-hole scramble. And then the afternoon is the 18-hole stroke play tournament, and there'll be a gross and a net winner. But the gross winner will be like the overall, gets the big trophy, and some pretty big prize money too.
Who are you teaming it up with? Do you know that? And who else is going to be there?
Yeah. So I have my scramble team. It's going to be Alex Romo, Jose Paleo. I don't want to mix that right. Paleo, and then Foul Ball Golf. And we have a group chat, and we've been chatting about plans for the weekend. So that's the content scramble. That'll be 9 holes. And it looks like we got a pretty good solid team. Alex and Jose and Foul Ball Golf, they all look pretty darn good at golf. So we might have a good shot here to win the scramble.
Nice.
Now, within all that, are you to be able to shoot your own content there, or are you just there for golf to let others shoot you as content for themselves?
Yeah. So there's 120 creators that are going to be there, or 100 creators. I don't want to get the wrong number. Say around 100 creators going to be there. A lot of big names. Probably some of y'all would know. Ben Castman, our buddy, our long driver friend.
Oh, hi Ben.
Yeah.
Nice
There's a lot of long drive people there. Kelly Rudney, the 2025 Women's World Long Driver Champion.
Yep.
Can't wait to get my butt kicked by all of them. Gabby Powell, CEO of Golf, Connected Golfer, Headband Golfer, and the Orlando Golfer.
Wow.
So all of us are going to be there. I think the focus will be on the 9-hole scramble. And this is just me speculating. This is the first time they're doing it. I think the content portion will be mostly on the 9-hole scramble, so we can more focus in. I was originally going to have a team of people to assist with content, but some things have fallen through, and I wasn't able to get everybody I was hoping to. So I probably won't be focusing on the 18-hole as much as a content perspective, more as the tournament, and then the 9-hole is going to be more the content. That makes sense.
Nice. So, I mean, besides seeing like the content from all these creators, is there on your page, or is there anywhere else that someone could follow this, or do I have to rip this off of Napster at some point?
Yeah. So obviously the Golf Creator Open page, it's on Instagram, but then it's also going to be live streamed on the Par 4 app. Our buddy Ethan Andrews will be. I don't know if he specifically will be down there, but it's going to be live streamed. I think they're going to have commentators who will be following around, and so everything will be live streamed there. So make sure you get the Par 4 app, and you can watch live there. You can watch me get my butt kicked by a bunch of people.
No. Positive thinking. You are going to win this entire thing, and we're going to have you back on with the trophy. If there is,
did I mention there's some did I mention there's some pro golfers in there, and some there's a DP World Tour guy in there.
Get that out of your head.
Yeah,
this is your time to shine. Let's do this.
Hopefully,
hopefully. This isn't the Dave Rogers School of Golf. This is the Orlando Golfer.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
But one of us on this screen made a hole-in-one this weekend, and it wasn't the Orlando Golfer, Steve or Greg.
It wasn't me.
Blind Squirrel finds a nut every now and again too.
Hey, Sarah Beth. Yes, that is Guinness in the glass. And it's a glass from Guinness from the factory at St. James's Gate.
How do you drink on a drink comment that has nothing to do with what we're doing here?
Hey, hey, let's shift gears a little bit, because you've got another event. You are back to back and stacked with events going on right now.
That's an understatement. Did I mention the day after I go there, I go play a WAGC event up at Juliet Falls?
Yeah, lucky you. Well, let's talk WAGC, but we're not going to talk about that Juliet Falls event. I want to talk about we just had Jim Smith on talking about the team that was heading to Jeju Island in South Korea. And you won Flight 1 at the U.S. National event. You're heading to the World Final. So I want to start with how excited are you to go to how excited are you to go to Jeju Island?
So hold on, I gotta extend my introduction a little bit longer. Flight 1 winner, gross winner, and Sven Tumba team champion winner. So came home with 3 trophies. Just put that out there.
All the
I can't even
dubs.
pronounce some of those words.
Hey, I'm probably never gonna be invited back. Sorry, y'all.
Actually, we
That is
wanted to tell you
right.
this. We're replacing Steve with you. You are now replacing Steve
Yeah.
moving forward on the show.
So as I saw the AM tour, Florida AM tour come in, he did say yes. We do have 3 people from Florida representing on the Jeju team. But to answer your question, I don't know if it's really hit me yet. I keep telling people that. I mean, we're like a month out, and I'm going to Korea, dude, and my wife's going to get to go, and I am just beyond pumped to have this opportunity to represent my country and go play some. And I have incredible golf courses. I got some previews of the golf courses, and wow, they are going to be awesome.
That's awesome. Have you is this your first time going to the World Finals, or have you been there before?
It is my first time. I almost made it last year, but I had the putting meltdown of a lifetime and did not end up going. Should I go into that one?
No.
42.
When nobody wants to hear
40,
about 40 putts around, we really don't. It'll give us all
3
nightmares.
rounds with 40 putts.
No, we'll
You
go
had a better
closing
world
seconds around in the Ryder Cup.
You had a better world tour that you did on your own with your wife last year, so I think that makes up for it.
You know, it's so funny. I tell people all the time. Before this year, I really had never traveled internationally, other than like a cruise. And I don't really count. You know, most people don't say count that too well. And then now, you know, I've done my crazy honeymoon, and then now we're going to South Korea here. So a lot of international travel for the OG for his
Once
first
you
year.
open the floodgates, that's how it happens.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, Hayden, you mentioned your experience last year at Nationals. How did it play out for you this year? Were you in control the whole way, or did it come down to the wire for you?
Oh man. So actually, going into the last day, I was in 6th place. I wasn't even in the final group going into the last day. I did not think I had any chance. I did have a solid round going. I don't remember the exacts, but I maybe was like 2 under to the first 8 holes. Got to the 9th hole, hit a great drive, landed center fairway, and never found that ball. Like, only thing I can think of, and it still haunts me to this day. Never found that ball. The only thing I think of is it might have gone into a drain that was in the fairway. I didn't think it was wide enough for a golf ball to fit into, but never found it. Ended up making double bogey, and I thought I was out of it for sure. Got to the last hole. Or I'll say when I went to, after hole 9, I went to hole 10. I said, I'm just going to be as aggressive as possible. I'm going to go for every green. I'm going to attack every pin. I hit driver off the deck twice on the back 9. And I knew when I got to 18, I was going to have a chance. And I had probably the most shaky birdie putt I have ever had. I apologize. It was a par putt. It was about a 7-foot par putt on 18. And I said, if I make it, I have a chance. And I actually backed off that putt twice, and I hearted it. And then the guy that was winning the whole tournament bogeyed the last hole, and that put me right into the lead. And I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome. So you've gone through all of that. You've gone through all that excitement. Now you're going over to South Korea. What's the number one thing you are most excited for when you get over there?
Oh, man. Honestly, I'm excited to have my wife with me, to spend time in a yet another country this year. But I also really excited to, I think, meet all the teams. You know, it's not every day you get to play with golf from people from different countries, and being paired with somebody from Germany, somebody from Australia, somebody from China, somebody from here. I think those connections that you'll get to meet. I get to be there and see all this, all those new faces, and hopefully have new friends for a lifetime once we get there. I think that's one thing I'm most excited about.
Make sure you have that new feature on the AirPods so you can translate some of the languages over there.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing now.
Yeah,
AirPods.
the new AirPod Pros have translators on them.
No, all the
yeah.
AirPods. I have the old Pros, and once you update to 26, it updates in the old one too.
Oh, really? Well, I might have to do that.
Don't tell me that, because I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah,
that would have been really nice to have on the honeymoon.
You have to download certain languages that's on there, but yeah, it's cool. That's what Jim, when we had him on here, he was talking about, like, just meeting all of the other countries and having that camaraderie is a really cool thing. So Make us proud, represent us well, and
I'm
good luck.
gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my very best.
We are
But
glad to
might
have
come
you
out-
as a representative of the U.S. So make us proud.
Thanks, Lee.
Yeah.
Hayden, there's a ton of tradition at the WAGC finals because you're with all of these other people from all these other countries. What are you looking to most about being in that atmosphere?
I'll tell you this. So, from what I understand, again, I've never been, but obviously I've heard a lot about it. There's a big tradition around giving gifts and trading what I consider a jersey, the Team USA shirts and stuff, with your playing partners. So, I think that's one thing I'm really, really looking forward to is doing some gifts to these other players and see what they have and seeing their jerseys and having trading those stuff out. I think that's a very kind of an intimate part of that, very big part of that, and something very special about that. So I think that's going to be probably one of my favorite things and one of the things I'm looking forward to most there.
So I know we've talked about it before we wrap up here. Greg mentioned it in the beginning here, and is Jim getting you your own custom bucket hat for the WAGC?
So I actually don't think we get hats. So we get the jersey,
Okay.
the uniforms. I don't think we get hats. I will have my OG hats on
There you go.
every day. You can count on it. I will have them on. But I will say, even though we are in on an island in South Korea, it is supposed to be pretty chilly while we're there. So it'll be pants. It'll probably be some pullovers and stuff while we're there. And I got to keep my ears warm. So I might even have a beanie one day. I don't know. I don't even know if I own a beanie.
So-
Actually, I do. I own one from our honeymoon.
So, but anyone who wants to keep up with your journey along this way, the Creator Open coming up and your WAGC in South Korea, where's the best place that everybody can find you?
The Orlando Golfer, social media. That's where I'll be. Instagram. So it's the Orlando Golfer across everything except YouTube. But if you put the name in, it'll be close enough. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, Threads, and now LinkedIn as well. So 7 places you can find me. I post all the content to every one of those there, and there will be a ton. Be watching the stories coming up soon. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, buddy, thank you for joining us tonight. We've talked about this.
yeah.
Talked about you coming on and joining us, and this is a great opportunity for you to join. So thank you. Best of luck this week if I don't see you between now and then. So, but yeah, we will chat soon.
Wait, I need you. Wait, Steve. I thought you were coming down to give me that introduction at the Creator Open. I'll
What,
get you a microphone and everything if you're gonna need that.
Caddy for you too. I know.
That'd be great. I need a caddy.
That's all
as
he's trying to get you is to caddy. So.
I know what he's trying to do.
Hey,
He's trying to get me to carry
hey,
that
I'll-
bag around.
I'll nix the big staff bag and I'll give you the pink hoofer bag. How about that?
Let me see what's going on. I'll keep you posted. All
Well,
right.
if so, then you can follow the Golfing Dad's Tavern, Steve. So
There you
he'll
go.
be there too.
Awesome. Well, thank you, brother.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Hayden. Cheers.
So,
Oh,
one of our favorites, the OG, here on the show. He is representing Team USA. He is in the Creator Cup. Check him out. But speaking about representing Team USA, I say we get right into happy hour because we have a
let's go.
lot to unfold from this weekend.
yeah.
Man, all the hype. We waited 2 years from the chance on the bus from Team Europe. We came back to the US. We switched things up. We put a new captain in charge. And then Friday happened. And Friday came at us hard. And Friday morning came at us real hard. So let's start there. Let's start with Friday morning. With Friday foursomes.
I still don't understand why we went with foursomes first. Don't. We suck at it. There's no other way to describe how good we are at foursomes. Although funny, I heard after the fact that the last 4 opening sessions or something where we started with foursomes, the U.S. had won the opening session, which I didn't think was possible because I thought we got smoked 2 years ago in foursomes. And then we sent out people that literally did not understand playing in foursomes that you couldn't hide. I mean, Colin Morikawa, yes, he's the 8th ranked player in the world. I've been very vocal that I thought he was a bad choice. And he's 128th in putting, and now you have to rely on his putter to make putts. I get it. He's a great ball striker. He's probably the best ball striker on tour. But the dude can't putt at all.
But how even so? We come out, and you got Bryson and Justin leading us off. You got Bryson hitting a booming drive on the first hole. We win the first hole in that group.
68% of the time you win the first hole, you win the match.
And we
64.
never won another hole in that match.
No.
So then you go to the second group, and you got the number 1 player in the world. And okay, they lose the first hole. They make it back up on the second hole. We didn't win another hole again till the 13th hole when it was too late, and this was already out of control.
And they didn't make a birdie. With the number 1 player in the world, they didn't make a birdie.
And then you got the third match, which you have McIlroy and Fleetwood, who, when teamed together, McIlroy, Fleetwood, and McIlroy and Lowry are those two team matchups are pretty much unstoppable.
Correct.
Like, they are great teammates. They are what I want to see out of U.S. teammates. We don't have any kind of matchup like that.
Nope.
We don't have the two things I think we miss are the team camaraderie, like those two different teams. Rory's the common denominator in both of them, and the putting of Rose. Rose's putter at the Ryder Cup is the deadliest putter on the planet. Only second to Shane Lowry.
Yeah.
So how do we go out in the morning and go down 3-1?
I think when it came down to, like you said, putting, we couldn't buy a putt. Whereas I think if Europe just touched the ball, it magically went in the hole.
The other thing we didn't do well, Dave, is we didn't control spin, and Europe did. We hit rippers, and we're trying to spin it back down to the hole, and everything we hit overspun off the green. And Europe would hit these shots up there and hit these little flighted shots that would go up there, take 2 bounces, and check and grab. And
so Europe understood, hey, it rained. The course is going to be different, and it
didn't rain. It didn't rain. It was
it was wet from the day before.
We did not set. It rained that one day. That's true. It poured that one day. But before that, it hadn't rained in a while. This course was not set up. They thought it was set up for the U.S. They thought they were going to not cut the rough as much. The course was set up, and Europe took advantage of that, and we didn't.
Europe took advantage of that.
They really did. There was nothing. We have players out there like Bryson DeChambeau who won his U.S. Opens in the most treacherous of rough and just powered through it. And yet we set it up for an easier play out of that rough. We had home field advantage. Everything we could do. So we go down 3-1. We come up the next day. Or not the next day, that afternoon. We're losing the first 2 again. Dave, you and I were in a cart together, and we had this on in the golf cart, watching this as we're playing, and I couldn't watch at some points. I didn't want to watch at some points because there was so much blue on the board.
Yeah. It's just it got to the point where it's just like, did they forget how to play golf? Did they, were they even talking to one another out there? Yeah, we all watched it. They were chatting. They were doing this. They were doing that. And it, no matter what the U.S. did in team format golf, it wasn't right. And, we can talk Friday, we can talk Saturday, but when it came down to, we all knew singles, and
we'll get to singles. We'll get to singles in a minute.
But it's just team golf is something I don't know what the answer is, and we'll get into that later. The U.S. needs to fix team golf when it comes to events like this, the Olympics, and everything else. And if they want to throw the PGA hammer down, and you can do this, and you can't do this, and you can only do this, something somewhere along the line needs to change if we want to win back the Ryder Cup. And if not, Europe may just cement that thing in plaster somewhere over there, and they can dance around it for the next 10 or 15 years.
So we get through Friday, we come into Saturday, we're down, we're thinking, okay, we got to get some back here on Saturday. And then it's the same thing, like you said, Dave. We get to Saturday, we can't play team golf still. And the same thing, we're watching it. We're watching the morning, we're watching the afternoon, and it's just the same thing. They're winning 3-1.
I think we all said when Morikawa and English were going back out together again, and we went, why?
132nd best pairing combined.
And you had them play twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
going back to 2000, by the way, there have been 12 Ryder Cups. We've won 3 of them.
yeah.
3 of them. And they put that task force together to say, oh, this is how we're going to fix it so that we win the Ryder Cup every time. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. Europe's got good golfers.
Well, and they're not fixing anything. Every year, it's the same thing.
No,
it
task
is.
Force didn't do squat.
Let's take the names over the hot hands. Let's not. Now, one thing I will say, Keegan tried to get these people to unify, rally together. I mean, I don't know if letting Bryson play in that event would have changed anything there, but there needs to be that unity. There needs to be that camaraderie that comes out there. And the guys want to respect each other, want to play together, understand it's a team, but they don't have that rah team. Like, to be honest, you know what I want to see? And he was there this week. The GOAT was there. And I'm not talking about Tiger. I'm talking about the GOAT in Michael Jordan. I want to see someone like a Jordan or someone like a Kobe Bryant that brings out the best in people be on this team. Because that's what I feel like Rory does for that team. That's what I feel like Europe has, that, hey, I want to bring out the best in you. I want to bring out that fire. I want you to bring your best here. We don't have that fire in our belly there. Now, let's go into Sunday, where we were dead to rights on Sunday. They needed what? 2.5 points, 3 points going into Sunday?
2 points after the envelope.
2.
It was 2 points after the envelope. So it was 2.5 going into Sunday.
To retain the cup.
They get a half point because Victor's neck, and he has to go out, and we have to go to the envelope. And the envelope was Harris, who was playing Victor anyway. So it worked out. So now 2 points. They need 2 points. And the wave of red took over that leaderboard. And they gave us hope. And it's the hope that kills you. I know, Steve, you're not to that part in Ted Lasso yet. But I don't know how much you've caught up yet.
But I started watching House of Guinness last night. So
both of you guys, I assume, got to watch it.
I watched it on a cell phone. Sitting at the bar. Is it Harry and Izzy's at the airport?
Oh,
yeah,
good place. St. Elmo's call out. You're in Indy.
So I had it on rate because I was driving back and don't want to be a distracted driver and have it broadcast on my phone. Safety first. So I had the radio broadcast on, and you could hear it even in the radio broadcast of how much the tide was turning when Bryson came back from 5 down. And I think it would have been a bigger turn if Bryson would have won a full point there.
It was exciting. I listened to this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave.
The other deflation in Colt Knox when Russell Henley left 2 putts short, the utter deflation in the radio. I haven't watched the replays of the TV broadcast, but just the utter deflation. You could feel it through the radio broadcast. It's the utter deflation from such a high to such a low.
This was my weekend, Dave. I will tell you. You and I watched the Penn State game, and I went from Oregon's beating us, they were not getting calls, to we're making a comeback, we're going to overtime, to the deflation of the interception. I went through it again with the Ryder Cup. It was, we're doing so bad, Sunday's going to be terrible, and all of a sudden, this could be a miracle. This could be some magic at the black course. It was so electric, so exciting. And then Bryson making that putt was like, okay, he's kept us alive. He didn't get a tie there. Because if Bryson missed that putt, it was over right there. And then all of a sudden, the tides were turning. Stuff was flipping. Ties were coming red. Everything was going our way. And then those 2 putts on 17 and 18 from one of the best putters in the world this year.
Yeah.
But it was exciting. It did make it more interesting than it actually was. It was closer than it actually was.
I would have loved to have seen the debates that the talking heads, including us, would have had if it would have ended 14-14.
No, especially with that tie with the envelope being there.
Yes,
that would have been a thing there. So let me ask you this. So we've talked about how deflating the Friday and Saturday were, and how exciting Sunday was, which for dramatic TV purposes is amazing because it really brought that back, and it was a longer day on Sunday than it should have ever been.
They said the radio broadcast, they said that there were people upset, and I don't know, they said people are upset because they sold their tickets on Sunday at almost face value out in the parking lot because they didn't want to go in and watch it. So people that didn't have to were buying tickets at near face value out in the parking lot, and how devastated those people were that they missed all of this.
You always want to be there for the comeback.
Super Bowl was 28-3 at halftime.
Yeah, it's the same thing. But let me ask you guys this. So we're done with that. This is over. We lost. What do we do from this point forward for 2 years from now?
Okay. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, and we've said it on this show before, and I'm not going to go back to even changing what we've said. At some point, the international squad does it before the President's Cup. The Europeans have done it. And I don't know if it's New Orleans, because the spot on the schedule next year doesn't make any sense to me, because New Orleans got just the shaft with their spot on the schedule next year. Do they need to add – here's 2 options. And I think there could be a problem with one of them. Option number 1 is, do you make like Detroit another team event where you have to pick one of them, but you got to play in the team event, and you have to play with somebody else who's going to be in Ryder Cup contention for a spot on the team? And then option 2 is, do you make Napa the team event and everybody has to play it?
So I think that the team event needs to be there. I think you need to have that team camaraderie, and you have to play it at least in the year of the Ryder Cup if you want to be considered for the Ryder Cup. You should play it in both years if you're really working up to that. I also think, Steve, we hadn't talked about this, but I've been thinking about it a little bit more and more. And they went to a tournament that was just a regular tournament to all play. They paired up and did stuff like that. I almost think they need to go to a boot camp. Like, they need to take those 2 weeks after the Tour Championship leading up to the Ryder Cup. And for 2 weeks, you need to be in training mode. You need to be at a facility together. Maybe go to Frisco, play, like shut down Frisco for 2 weeks where the PGA of America headquarters is. Shut that down, go there, play together, become together, be a team together, and then show up like Team USA and the Miracle on Ice, like the Remember the Titans, like any other inspirational team movie, that have that montage for 2 weeks where you work and become a team, and then you get there, and that is your brother you're fighting for, that you have been training with for these last 2 weeks, and become more of a team. I think that's what they need.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, I'll show up here on this day and we're going to do some stuff and have some fun, do some team building. It's the equivalent of, hey, you did great this week. Instead of giving you a bonus or a raise or a promotion at work, I'm going to give you a pizza party. It's the equivalent of that.
You know, I agree that you need that boot. The other part that I would like to see, as you know, my light has died and I'm half in the dark again here, that I think you need to take it away from a 2-year point system down to just the Ryder Cup year point system. Now, we all knocked Xander going into this, and he played better than I think the three of us anticipated him playing.
Yes.
But
Right.
I think if you have a 1-year point system, somebody like Chris Goddard probably makes the team on a 1-year point system out there. Ben Griffith may or may not, Henley may or may not. Some of these people that were captain's picks that had points from a previous year may not have gotten it in just that year. I think you really need to redefine the point structure on, you could go and win 3 majors. Say somebody goes out and wins 3 majors next year and
Gets
breaks
injured
their
at the
leg,
beginning of this season. Yeah.
gets injured, breaks their leg, something, but is healthy by Ryder Cup time and is still
But
an
isn't in Ryder
automatic
Cup shape.
qualifier. Right.
I think,
But he's an
you're
automatic
right.
qualifier. And so, but I think it really needs to go to, okay, you've earned your points this year for President's Cup play. Now let's President's Cup is over. Let's switch to Ryder Cup points. And it starts in the fall series.
I think you're right. But I do think it's a 2-year thing. I think you do need 2 years of points, but it needs to be back weighted towards the Ryder Cup year.
Ryder Cup
The year should be almost a half-point system for that first year, and have a different set of points for President's Cup and Ryder Cup. So weigh these more for President's Cup points and weigh these more for Ryder Cup points. Because you're right. Xander's the perfect example of that. Like, he had a great 2024, but his 2025 wasn't as great. And to be honest, if you're just basing it on 2025, he probably wouldn't have made the team. And he's a great player, but we have to take him because of where it is. And he was playing well, and he did well in the Ryder Cup, but we obviously need to do better because we're not doing it right. And we're not changing anything.
Greg, Penn State, Iowa, big wrestling schools.
Yep.
I think, and golfers are the same way. Golf is an individual sport unless it's, wrestlers are out there, they're fighting for themselves, but they're fighting for their team at the same time. And I think you need some of that same type of motivation when it comes to the Ryder Cup, whereas we dominated in singles because that's what we do. We're out there. You're a single golfer.
Leadership. That's what it comes down to. And that's what we need. We need better leadership on this team that's going to motivate and get these people to, as your point, Dave, play as a team. Yeah, we can play well in singles, but we can't rely on singles because we tried that this year, almost made a comeback, but we fell short. Yeah. And we're always going to fall short if that's the case. All right, Steve, you ready for a smack of the week?
I am, yes. This one will do what it needs to do. It'll be fine. Boy.
Oh! 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 AFV hits different. No cap. Slay. Do you have a video that...
I'm just...
Ouch. Like a promotional for you on
it was, but the original was the part that I wanted to show. So we don't really have odds this week on anything other than we could give ratings to everybody in the Ryder Cup.
You got some World Series odds, Dave?
Yeah, I do.
Let's get some World Series odds. Because my Yankees are down right now, and he was safe at second there, Steve. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
I don't have an ad, so
we'll go with the American and National League winners right now. Mariners are predicted to win the American League, coming in at just under 2-1. Greg's Yankees are 6-1, same as the Red Sox. In the National League, the Phillies are predicted to win the NL at just over 2-1, followed by the Dodgers. The Reds at 16-1, and the Guardians at 18-1 are your highest odds. When it comes down to your World Series champion, Phillies lead in the pack at about 4.25. Yankees are 11-1. Red Sox are 16-1.
What about the Cubbies?
World Series odds.
What about the Cubbies?
World Series odds on the Cubs were 18-1 right now.
I mean, it's anyone's game. There's no one that's dominant.
Oh, that's right. They had a 95.
The Mets are in Cancun playing golf.
Where's Juan Soto? He's hoping that he's back with the Yankees.
Yep.
Yes.
So,
but
right.
remember, Odds with Dave brought to you by the Nikon Rangefinder, the #1 rangefinder for the LPGA and the Golfing Dads Tavern.
Let's get into last call because I want to talk about conduct.
So we talked about this a little bit with the Orlando golfer. If you don't have anything nice to say, keep your mouth shut. We need to be better as a society. We need to be better as Americans.
I've got a lot of problems. First off, what did we think was really going to happen taking this to Long Island?
Now, I am all for rowdy fans. I am all for yelling at someone. But when you are yelling derogatory things at people, when you are yelling swear words when kids are around at any sporting events, if you're saying oh, you suck, or oh, do better, or my favorite comment of the week, hey, Rory, you don't need that button to choke, when he's buttoning his collar. That's funny. There's a line, though, and we have lost that in society. We have to understand we're all people. We're all going through crap. We all have good days. We all have bad days. We need to be better to people. Yes, we give each other crap on this show. I give Steve crap all the time. We give Dave crap all the time. You guys give me crap all the time. As friends, we do that, but it's in a respectful way, and it's funny, and we know where the line is, and we're not going to cross that line. But dear God, fans, we need to be better.
I think Tom Watson said it best, coming out and just being like, we're sorry.
I'm going to look at this a couple ways. One, I think that when you listen to Paul McGinley talk, Paul McGinley had some comments saying, listen, the fans in Rome beat up the U.S. players, and they were nasty. And this is what this event has become. The other problem I have, and Paul Azinger talked about this today, and he called out Rory hard, and I think he's right, is Rory said that as golfers, we need to be respectful, we need to do this, we need to do that. But then Rory's running around there and literally holding a putt and shouting F you, F you, F you as he walks around the green, or backing off a shot, yelling, shut the F up, or then it's really effing great in a press conference. Rory, you can't say both. You can't have it both ways, dude. You can't. I get it. They were nasty to you. But that's what happens when you're on an away team. They're going to be. I guarantee you the 5 Red Sox fans, because the Yankees were stupid and didn't let anybody in Massachusetts buy tickets today, they're at that game, are getting abused in New York tonight. By the way, it's 3-1. Not that I'm counting. But
here's the thing. That is the thing that bothers me, because the Tampa Bay Lightning did that to the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup a few years ago. That's where that kind of started.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff needs to stop. If your fans aren't paying for tickets, then that's your problem. That is not the other team's problem. One thing I will say is you're right. I had one of the most fun times I ever had was my dad, mom, and I were all over in Europe. My dad and I were at a pub in 2008 for the Ryder Cup. I was in Ireland and watching it. It was on U.S. soil, and I was watching it on their soil in a pub having a time. We were razzing back and forth. They were giving me crap about stuff, but in a respectful way. And as the matches were going on, we were cheering each other on. We were having fun. It was respectful. You can still have that rivalry. Steve, you and I have that rivalry with the Yankees and the Red Sox. You just said about what the score is right now. I have that rivalry with friends when I was watching the Penn State-Oregon game. You can have friends and be rivals at the same time. but you don't.
You and I divided our house at one point in time.
That is also true. That is also true. When we were roommates. But that's the thing. Let's be respectful. This goes for all of society. Just because we disagree with each other doesn't mean we have to disrespect each other. Doesn't mean we have to be mean to each other. Let's be.
I'm just saying, I'm shocked that many high upper class people could get that drunk, because that was the only people that could afford alcohol.
That's also true.
Between tickets and alcohol, that's all they could. That's the only people that could afford it. So.
All right. With that, do better, Team USA. Do better, fans. But most of all, thank you to the Orlando Golfer. Thank you for watching us tonight. Follow us on Instagram, social media platforms, Facebook, X, everywhere that you can follow the Orlando Golfer. Follow the Golfing Dads Tavern. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, y'all.
Yep.
I'm really fortunate, man. I mean, having the opportunity to build something that's
And remember, folks, use code GolfingDads to get 15% off your order at Desert Fox Golf. Also use code GolfingDads to get 15% off your order at golfish.com. Use code GolfingDads to get 20% off your order at Jacket Sunscreen. And use the Golfing Dads Tavern to get 5% off your order at FlightScope.